Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a little soul talk, shall we? Warning, this is advanced spirituality. If you believe that anything outside of yourself is going to quote-unquote save you, please stop this now. If you believe that everything is just material and all experiences derived from chance, we are going to get into some topics that will challenge your belief system as well. We'll wait. If you're still here, you're probably one of the brave souls that incarnated in these lower vibrational realms to assist during this time. Many souls do not mess with these parts of creation due to the low vibration, duality, and the veil. But no other place allows you to learn as much so quickly as here. It is for advanced souls, so many do not venture this low. Those that do are the brave ones. Let's start from the beginning. Some people do not believe they have a soul, so I will share the information as if you're starting from scratch. What is a soul? It is defined as the immaterial or non-physical part of a human being, regarded as immortal. So both science and religion lead into this topic. We generally have two institutions here that claim to search for truth. We'll say that one side is looking for the non-physical truth, what is beyond measure, and one side is looking for the physical truth, what can be measured. Religion leads to spirituality, which turns your search for truth inward. Science leads to consciousness, which turns your search inward as well. Both end with the question of who are you? Some definitions intertwine soul with spirit, so let's look at that definition. A spirit is the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions, the soul. So they interchange definitions, but neither say it's fictional. Let's understand that these are just words, and they only explain the concept, and it is not the thing. It only gives you an idea, and it is limited as to what it can show. Experience is the best teacher. So let's define soul as the spark of divinity within us all. It is from the source. You are part of the creative source. It is what your soul is made of as everything else is made of it. And that part of you is immortal. And that part is watching and listening to this now. Let's talk cycles of water. It evaporates and rains and continues. The ocean evaporates into clouds, which then rains on land and eventually drains back into the ocean. This is a cycle you can observe now. The water experiences different states and does not change what it is at its core. It's still water. Let's apply that cycle to our life cycle. In general, a human life will start as an infant and mature until its cycle ends. Now let's be clear. This has nothing to do with religion for those younger souls that are nosy and decided to listen through. This has nothing to do with any belief system, but I do understand the limits of what I can prove to you. Ready? Let's go down a rabbit hole. So let's go back to our life cycle. We start as an infant and age until death. But we are so caught up in this cycle and the particulars of the game of life that we seldom ask who is holding the controller and am I playing the game my way. There are virtual reality suits that provide feedback and allow you to feel as if you're in the game. You basically become the controller. Let's look at how this mimics your reality suit. This is the suit that you wear to get feedback from your matrix. It's equipped with the most sophisticated artificial intelligence and feedback mechanisms in the cosmos. Its AI, sometimes called ego, is so convincing it can fool its user, you, into thinking you are it. So let's go back to the water cycle and think of the spirit cycle. Remember, I'm talking to an immortal being that's playing the game of life. I'm talking to a brave soul that's probably been here before, just as the ocean near the beach has probably been the rain. So this cycle of life, which is seen with the seasons, also happens with us as we live different lives. When we finish a life, we can return to the source just as the rain returns to the ocean. The rain adds its information to the ocean. The rain can get caught in a cycle that does not drain back to the ocean. That's like finding out the light at the end of the tunnel was a delivery room and repeating a life when that wasn't your intention. So let's look at the life cycle as an experiential game that the soul you plays. You are immortal, so death is just exiting the game and going back to the source. Now right now information is being put into different buckets and kept separate, so we need to restructure how we compartmentalize information for those here. Our idea is something more like this, where we create a foundation of basics for all and prevent the same mistakes from being made. We work together to better ourselves and share knowledge as we share the same goals, and it helps us all. We help ourselves by helping each other. We no longer try to hoard information. There are many different theories about the nature of the universe, but you can directly observe its holographic properties. Being holographic means that you are part of the hologram. You are made of the universe and are a means for it to observe itself evolve. The ancients knew this. When they say know thyself and as above so below, they are showing their knowledge of the holographic nature of creation. A hologram is a 3D image formed by the interference of light beams. It's mostly empty space. We live in a holographic universe. Take the empty space out of the atoms that make up the entire human race, and it'll fit within a sugar cube. So all that is amazing, and we have yet to get to you. As we said before, you are a soul, an immortal piece of divinity. The reason why you do not know this is because it makes the game better to not know. That way it seems real. Now let's talk soul age. This graph shows the percentage of souls that incarnate here. 10% of the souls that are here are infant, and 32%, the majority, are young souls. So keep in mind that this does not correlate to the age of the physical body. You can be an old soul living in an infant body or an infant soul living in an old body. Remember, this soul quote-unquote age is just a term for an immortal being such as yourself. It really just means how much experience you have incarnating here in this matrix. If you visit a foreign place enough, you understand the customs and culture. So these are the general characteristics of soul ages potentially here now in this matrix. Infant souls. They make up about 10% of the souls here. They are inexperienced and often commit crimes. They can have no patience yet take action quickly. They are learning the rules and are the newbies. Baby souls. They make up about 23% of the souls here. They are the rule makers that create rules and impose them on everybody else because they need them. They are sure they are right and gravitate to groups with similar rules. Young souls. They make 32% of the souls here. They can be materialistic and chase money, power, and wealth. They are competitive and can be obsessed with quote-unquote winning. They can be vain and compulsive about aging. Mature soul. They make up 26% of the souls here. They are into rights and activisms and can have a fascination with their own drama. They begin to ask the questions but do not yet have the old soul answers, which can bring angst. Old souls. They make up 11% of the souls here. They know who they are and are the most experienced group, but they can have low esteem as they are in the minority and their wisdom may not be attractive to the more materialistic younger souls. So let's take a step back and look at all the groups. In general, the older and more mature souls begin to question the rules set forth by the younger and inexperienced souls. However, they seem to be more organized, unmotivated, and ignored. The older soul ages know that they incarnated before and do not fear death. However, the younger, less experienced souls have not realized this and can have many fears about death. No one group is better than the other. It is simply a concept to look at our journeys in this matrix. We are all here to learn and evolve. For various reasons, fewer older souls communicate and even fewer document and publicly display their information. The intent of this presentation is to combine the best attributes of each soul group and share our knowledge about ourselves with the other groups. Instead of separate silos of information and experience, let's combine our collective wisdom. Let's share the wisdom of the older souls with the younger ones freely so they understand this matrix and can level up quicker. We lift each other by sharing knowledge, bettering ourselves, and working together. Instead of a society of competition, we can create one of cooperation where the knowledge and experience of each of us helps all of us. A society that knows about the divinity of the soul and has a foundation of basic truths. That is part of how we will create the future we all want. One of peace, health, and happiness. By sharing the good news of who we truly are as beings and use that foundation as one to build this new reality on. This presentation is a love letter to the world. Question who you are. Seek to know thyself. Seek to upgrade your consciousness. Level up. Wake up. Peace.